As a firm and fervent believer in freedom of speech, it's stories like this that absolutely drive me up a wall. Massachusetts has introduced a bill to make the word bitch illegal. And it's not just a minor joke, haha, illegal. If this bill is passed, the offense that bitch would be classified under would be uh, misdemeanor levels to the point of it would range from either a $200 fine all the way up to 6 months in jail. And it's not just the person that would be called bitch that would be able to file a charge against this. No, no. It's anyone that hears the word and is upset and offended by it. If anyone is watching from the UK, yes, this does sound eerily similar to your laws, doesn't it? I kind of noticed that as soon as I read into this. It stays like this. I thank God that we have the First Amendment, because otherwise we probably already would have done something like this. And the scary thing is, I don't know if this is actually a law that would pass or not. I don't think it would hold up if it was actually challenged. But given the current political climate right now, I have absolutely no idea where the fuck this could go. It could actually pass. Someone could get charged with it. I'm pretty sure they'll file they'll file to the upper courts, and it'll go all the way to the Supreme Court, and it will not hold at all. But good Lord. And I'm sure that there are some people that think that the person that's doing this is just doing this for, to look like a strong, powerful ally against hate speech and all that kind of shit. This is effectively political suicide. Making a word illegal is, I'm not even exaggerating, the literal thing that Republicans say about Democrats right now. So the fact that this dude is attempting it tells me he actually thinks there's a sliver of a chance that this would work, not that he's just doing this for good boy points. Something like this doesn't just happen in a vacuum. It takes years and years and years of buildup to get to literal word policing. And that's what this is. The police would be charging you with a crime for use of a word. People ask me all the time why I think the argument that words are violence is absolutely insane. Here you go. There's two main points to this that destroy it in a nutshell, but just boggle my mind as to why anyone thinks that this would ever work. The first is, if you make one word illegal, you have to make a lot of other words illegal too, because the same argument for why that one word should be illegal can easily be applied to a lot of other words. Allow me to exemplify. Oh, well, if bitch is illegal, we should make cunt illegal, because I find that cunt is actually worse than bitch. But if bitch is illegal, we need to get rid of bastard, too, because that's just the male equivalent, and that's just as bad. We should probably get rid of dick, too, because that's phallic, and I find that offensive. Then we should also get rid of pussy, because, well, that's genitalia, too, and that's just as offensive. And then, you get my point. It is incredibly easy to justify so many words if you make one illegal. And then you've already set the precedent of, well, hey, this one word is illegal. Why not all of these others? And then the other point I want to make with this is that, like I said, this isn't something that happens in a vacuum. This is something that builds up over years and years, where we keep repeating this lie that words are violence and that words hurt and that words cause serious damage. Now, I'm not arguing that something like bullying or psychological trauma over years can happen. No, no. What they argue is that words in the moment cause actual physical damage. And that is completely insane. Psychological abuse is one thing. Saying a word and then having to curl up into fetal position from just a word is something vastly different. And we've gotten to this point because for so many years we have been saying, oh, well, what you say is bad, offending someone is bad, saying bad words is bad, etc., etc. As another example, it was just recently announced that Crusader Kings 3 is coming out. And Paradox, in that announcement, said, and then took it back, and then kind of didn't take it back, and I don't know where we're at anymore, that Deus Vult would not be in the game. The game that centers on the timeline of the Crusades and that focuses heavily on the Crusades would not have the Crusades phrase in it. And the gaming media just cheered and roared in applause because, oh, Deus Vult is a bad, dirty phrase used by those nasty trolls that I don't like. That's a year's worth of build-up. Not a year, multiple years. Worth of build-up to get to the point where people think that a word is so bad that a gaming company removes it from a game that centers around it. That's how you get to the point where you think that it's actually a smart idea to try and make a word illegal. This is what scares me about what's going on right now, and this is why I do not like this idea that words are violence, words are bad, words should be censored. Because this is the ultimate end goal of it. Literal word policing. That is absolutely terrifying to me. That is a fascistic, authoritarian state when you get to that point. And yet the Democrats are all for that. That's what confounds me. For people that complain that literally everything Trump does is fascistic, they want to enact literal word policing. Okay then. And I'm absolutely certain that this is a very small group of Democrats that want to go this far right now. The problem is, if we keep going the rate we're going, in 10 years, this could be the majority of Democrats. And I may be overestimating with that. Words are not something that can be made illegal. And if you honestly think that enacting something like this to make word policing a reality is a good idea, I hope you enjoy your political suicide, because this may end up being the last action you take as a politician. And I hope that this person gets run out of Massachusetts. In the political sense, not in the literal physical sense. I am not advocating for threats of violence or anything like that. Thank you, YouTube. I felt I should notify that, just to be clear. Words are not something to be made illegal. And I will say that to my dying breath. But then I'm also someone that believes in the Constitution, so I must be one of those crazy alt-righters, aren't I? Fuck me. This has been Math Machine, once again repeating that 1984 was not an instruction manual because that is something I have to say every fucking week now. Peace out.